Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping.
They say that everything new is actually, well, forgotten old. But where is the line between similar ideas and obvious plagiarism? The creative industry knows a thing or two about selecting off other people's ideas, and most of the time, they are pretty bad. Here's a list of hilarious ripoffs of the most famous cartoons. Number 10. Adventure Time. We all know that Cartoon Network was much better a decade or two back, but you have to agree that Adventure Time is one of the best cartoons ever created by the network. And if you haven't watched it, where have you been? China's take on Adventure Time has given us the vague ripoff that is The Legend of Lucky Pie. The opening image alone should make you very skeptical. It features the protagonist raising up his arm on top of a mountain toward the title of the show. We wonder where they would have gotten that cool idea. The animation style is pretty similar as well, and you can see that the protagonist has got those classic Adventure Time noodle limbs, as well as a backpack and very square head, just like Finn. Instead of Jake the dog, he's got his talking horse, so at least that's different. Turkey also has their very own Adventure Time ripoff called Ibby, featuring the noodle-armed, backpack-wearing protagonist named Ibby and her animal companion, a turtle. Seems like no one is left with a sense of originality these days.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. The Amazing World of Gumball. Being a comedian and coming up with jokes every now and then is pretty hard. Imagine how hard it would be to create characters with funny personalities to star in shows like The Amazing World of Gumball. The show's lead is a blue cat, Gumball, named Watterson, and his best friend and brother, Goldfish Darwin. Together with the help of a supporting cast, they create mischief throughout the city. As you know, in the USA, the copyright laws are pretty strong, so no one can steal what you invent, let it be a sitcom or The Time Machine. But in China, where things are a teensy bit looser, you can largely just ignore copyright law. And that is exactly how Miracle Star, a ripoff of The Amazing World of Gumball, was born. Like, just look at it. They swapped out cats for goats, and your typical American suburban house for a big commie-blockish Chinese apartment building, and that's just about it. It's such an obvious ripoff that Cartoon Network actually made an episode called The Copycats to show the middle finger to the Chinese ripoff. The episode is about the main characters discovering a family that imitates them. Number 8. The Regular Show. The Regular Show follows the lives of two best friends, a blue jay, Mordecai, and Rigby, a cute raccoon. They work as groundskeepers at a local park and get into surreal misadventures whenever they attempt to slack off. The show was created by J.G. Quintel, and it ran for around 8 years before finally ending in 2017. Unlike most cartoons we have on this list, a ripoff of The Regular Show was really successful among kids. Sanjay and Craig was released in 2013, following a 12-year-old Indian kid named Sanjay going on adventures in his neighborhood with his snake pal, Craig. The animations might not be great, but the jokes are pretty funny. Sanjay and Craig follow up on gross comedy, while The Regular Show can get laughing from the audience by just sitting and watching TV. Number 7. Scooby-Doo. It's every kid's dream to be in a gang of teenagers and solve mysteries and solve the crimes like the Mystery Gang does. Millions of kids used to watch it, but if you are like us, you must be tired of watching the same thing over and over again. Luckily for you, there's another show that just so happens to fit this exact description, Goober and the Ghost Chasers. The show features a group of teenagers and a dog who solves mysteries. The show is not exactly a ripoff and has some major differences, like the dog can turn invisible, and the ghosts they catch do actually turn out to be real ghosts. So if you think about it, the Ghost Chasers are way more powerful than the Mystery Gang, since they're dealing with real paranormal events and not just weirdos in costumes. They also drive a weird military-looking vehicle with 6 wheels instead of a groovy van. Number 6. South Park. If you have a bizarre taste in comedy, there is a big chance that you are a fan of South Park. Have you ever been so obsessed with it that you binge-watched it and now cannot find anything similar? Luckily, we have a show, Block 13. It is like South Park, and when we say like, we mean exactly like South Park. It is definitely the show for your bizarre taste in comedy. In the show, we've obviously got Kuwaiti Cartman wearing a traditional taqiyya instead of a beanie. Then next to him we have Kuwaiti Stan, although we are not sure why he doesn't get a hat. Then there's who we are going to say is Kyle, because his hat looks more similar to Kyle's. The kid with the keffiyeh covering his face is obviously Kenny. We are not sure if the show is as funny and includes hard comedy because none of us speak Arabic and there are no subtitles available for this cartoon. Maybe an Arabic person watching this can tell us. Number 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you were born in the 90s, you along with millions of others probably watched a cartoon about 4 Ninja Turtles who lived in the sewer. But what you might not know is that the history of the show is connected with another famous comic book character, the Daredevil. The makers of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles loved the style of Marvel Comics so much that they added several things from the comic in their own show. Like Master Splinter's name was chosen as a parody of the protagonist's mentor in Daredevil, Stick. You might remember the Foot Clan, and that was also taken from the Hand organization in the Daredevil comics. It might not be a ripoff, but it is mighty close. What do you guys think? Number 4. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants is one of, if not the most popular cartoon of all time. With its reputation being what it is, you just know that a cartoon ripoff was bound to happen at some point. And in 2006, the world got that ripoff with Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island. You could call it SpongeBob's lesser cousin. Everyone can pretty much tell just from the intro what's going on. It may not look like SpongeBob instantly, but the theme points to the show in every way. Coconut Fred lives on an island instead of underwater with the other wacky characters. He might not be a sponge, but their voice is exactly alike. And let's not even talk about the similarities in their personalities. Number 3. Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is one of the most popular cartoons among kids from the age of 0 to 12. Kids all over the world love Peppa Pig, her brother George, parents, and her friends. From the amazing tune of the intro to the simplicity of the whole show, the creators of this show struck gold with this cartoon and probably made millions off it. With so much hype, Brazil gave the show a shot and tried ripping it off. Many didn't know about it because it was a fail. In fact, such a huge fail that we can't even pronounce the real name. But we do know that it translates roughly to Little Red Riding Hood. The show imitates Peppa Pig in every way, from the thin legs to how the characters speak. The only real difference is that the characters are humans instead of pigs. Maybe that is why it was a fail. No one likes humans more than cute little pigs. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. The Simpsons. The Simpsons are easily the most popular cartoon in American history. There are dozens of different dubs of The Simpsons that air all over the world in all kinds of languages. But Georgia couldn't just be a normal country and do that. The country just had to go ahead and create their very own ripoff of The Simpsons, the Samsonadzis. The creator of the show even says that the show is a complete ripoff of The Simpsons. There's no point in hiding the truth when everyone can tell anyway. The show does have its own Georgian themes though. One episode features a shape-shifting Vladimir Putin, presumably something that the average Georgian has to worry about occasionally. While it quickly became the second most watched show in Georgia, apparently not everyone was into it. Maybe Georgian fans have just become tired way faster than American fans of The Simpsons did. Number 1. Gravity Falls. This is one of the most famous animated shows created by Disney, and the only show that is loved by everyone even though it lasted just 2 seasons. In another country that doesn't have the strictest of copyright laws, Russia, we have a pretty blatant ripoff of Gravity Falls. You can tell it's a cartoon ripoff just from watching the intro that's basically the same thing. The story follows a young boy who was sent off to a rural village way out in the woods, not to spend time with Uncle Stan, but so that he can learn the Tartar language. And obviously so that he can have paranormal adventures with a Groot lookalike, just much more sinister. You've also got this girl, who is obviously Mabel-like. Just look at the sweater. But what's creepy about the show is the relationship of the boy with the uncle. We would not get into a motorcycle sidecar with that man. Possibly Russia has more relaxed standards on what can and can't be in children's cartoons. Which one of these do you think was the best ripoff? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.